pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless our troops.
At this time, before we formally go into our meeting, I wanted to extend the floor to the rest of the council if they wanted to ask or engage in any of these fine folks, or if you want to tell us a little bit about what inspired you to take on this incredible service project. Maybe you want to give us a little...
Well, I worked with Carl Benware. Carl Benware started Remembering Heroes, and he was at 390 stones, and he wanted to hit 500 for Memorial Day. We try to do community service projects over the last couple of years. Last year we went to Meadowbrook for Mother's Day and handed roses out to all the mothers for Mother's Day. Just to get them involved in something other than basketball, giving back to the community. So Carl, I had set up with Carl to do the memorial at West Spring Meadows, and his daughter got sick and got rushed to Fletcher Allen and didn't think he was going to be able to do it. So the group of kids and I and a couple of the parents got together and we did the 108 stones, cleaned them, rearranged them, pulled the weeds, redid the rocks, so that it was all set for Carl to get his 500 goal for Memorial Day.
I saw the posting on Facebook, so I had the inside track, at least know that. And as a former military dependent whose father was a firefighter for 40 years, I do really want to thank you for that, because he is a veteran, so thank you very much.
And we certainly know you weren't doing it for recognition, but it's a recognition that's well deserved. A lot of our community in particular have been following with a great sense of anxiety with what's been going on over at the mausoleum. And I can tell you, again, a number of our community members were just really taken aback that those loved ones were looked after, especially by the youth of our community. So it really is deeply appreciated. Anyone else from the council? Otherwise, we'll let these fine individuals head on out and we'll travel safe. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to officially call the meeting to order tonight at 6:05 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Mark Hannick.
Present.
Michael Dave. Mark Hager.
Present.
James Coffey.
Here.
Rick Collins.
Excellent, thank you. Resolution 17-137, approved minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of May 18, 2017 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion? Lefebvre, is there a second?
Seconded.
Ebert, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Mark Hannick.
Yes.
Michael Dave.
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. At this point of the program, we always go for public comment. Is there any public comment before us this evening? Is there any public comment before us this evening? Seeing that there's no public comment this evening, before we move forward with our agenda, I believe there may be a motion to go into executive session. Is there a motion before us to go to executive session?
Yeah, I make a motion to go to executive session regarding 2 items: litigation with the Pyramid Mall and collective negotiations under the table law.
Okay. Ebert makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Lefebvre. Ricky, can I get a roll call?
Mark Hannick.
Yes.
Michael Dave.
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes.
Is the litigation in progress?
Yes.
Or it's, oh,
Yes. Yep. At this point, we will go into executive session at 6:07 p.m. I don't know what actions will come of this. We'll return to the agenda afterwards. Okay? Do you need your packet?
No.
I would accept the motion to come out of executive session at 6:40 p.m. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Lefebvre, Is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert? Can I get a roll call on that, Rick?
Marty Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes. Carries. All right, we will proceed with the meeting as previously scheduled. Resolution 17-138, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 6A-17, 927 to 998 for $146,371.80. And abstract 6A-17, 175 to 191 prepays in the amount of,
It is 468,660, sorry, 468,660, I cannot speak tonight.
468, 6 something
Yeah.
something,
Ready?
Yeah.
468-668.88.
point.
received as reviewed by the audit committee, the
Jeez.
supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, thank you. That's very second.
Second.
LaFave. Any discussion, other than my ability not to read? All right, roll call.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LeFave, Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 17-139, signed letter of understanding, Union Section 5, Article 15.
Whereas the town and union parties to a collective bargaining agreement dated January 1, 2017 through December 31st, 2019, to which the terms and conditions provided herein, whereas Article 5 and Article 15 of the collective bargaining agreement outlines terms and conditions related to overtime and pay absence. And whereas the parties agreed that the language does not clearly address the hours worked in excess of 40 hours per week and pay absence. And whereas the parties desirous to enter into a side letter of understanding, now therefore be resolved, the supervisor of the town of Plattsburgh be authorized to enter into the attached side letter of understanding with the Teamsters 687, and a side letter of understanding become effective immediately, and that a copy be given to the finance manager and team business agent, Mickey Smith.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
LaFave, is there any discussion? Seeing none? Roll call.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 17-140, Clinton County and Town of Plattsburgh agreement for snow and ice amendment.
Whereas a request was made from Clinton County, the Town of Plattsburgh Highway Superintendents, with the adoption and transfer exchange of the roads to update the agreement amendment as well as with the snow and ice agreements. Therefore be resolved, the supervisor of Town of Plattsburgh is hereby authorized to sign on behalf of the Town of Plattsburgh an amendment of snow and ice agreement for the 2017-2018 season in Clinton County for the said contract. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and attachment be given to each of the highway superintendents along with the finance manager.
Is there a motion? LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Mannix, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 17-141, letter of resignation.
Whereas Marie DeRocher joined the Town of Plattsburgh staff in 1987, and whereas Mr. Rocher has submitted a letter of resignation and retirement from the Town of Plattsburgh effective July 29, 2017. Therefore be resolved, the supervisor send a letter of congratulations on behalf of the town board, thanking Mr. Rocher for her dedication and years of service to the town. And it be further resolved, the town board does hereby wish to thank her for her years of service and wish Mr. Rocher well in her future endeavors. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and a copy be placed in Ms. DeRocher's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, Hebert, any discussion? I would just add that there was a question a little bit earlier in the year whether or not the retirement would happen this year or next or what have you. But not to get too much into those details, nonetheless, I think that this will be a significant loss for the town. She's been here and worked actually in many different departments over the course of her career.
Right.
And Steve is already working, and actually thanks to Council Hebert, in a process of a transition to try to capture as much of that institutional knowledge and allow for that department to make as much of a seamless transition as possible. So thanks to Council Hebert and Steve and Alan, but thanks mostly to Marie for her years of service. All right, roll call.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 17-142, the appointment of Tom Magliante to the Board of Directors of the Saranac Trail Greenway.
Whereas a vacancy exists in the Saranac River Trail Greenway Board member, whereas Tom Majelinski has indicated he is willing to serve as a board member. Therefore be resolved, the Town Board, Town of Plattsburgh does hereby appoint Mr. Majelinski, a resident of the Town of Plattsburgh, to the Saranac River Trail Greenway Board member for a term to expire December 31st, 2018. And it be further resolved that Mr. Majelinski take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of appointment and appreciation to Mr. Majelinski. And it be further resolved that a copy be given to the planning board department head, and a certified copy also be given to Mr. Majelinski.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, is there any discussion? I would just like to add one quick note. Bob Fuller, who had previously served on this board as the town's representative, made the direct recommendation. It's been an approach that I've been using when we have somebody resign or move on from a board, to make a recommendation for at least consideration. And I had a good conversation with Tom, and I think he'll do a good job in representing the town. So there's a good solid interest there. Looking forward to working with him. Anything else? Roll call.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 17-143, request to purchase 2 zero-turn mowers for building and grounds maintenance department.
Whereas it is necessary to maintain equipment and conditional maintenance and improvements of the town buildings and grounds within the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas procedures for purchase of commodities, equipment, and/or goods, contract values require the town to solicit price quotes in excess of $5,000. Whereas Richard Rascal, Building and Grounds Department Head, has solicited prices and is requesting permission to place the order for 2 zero-turn mowers. Whereas the quotes have been received and the lowest estimated cost for 2 zero-turn mowers is from Dragoon Farms Equipment Incorporated for $7,599 each. Therefore be resolved, the town board approve the purchase as recommendation of the Building and Grounds Department Head, is hereby authorized to make said purchase. And be further resolved, payment be made for each from the accounts of 2017 Building and Grounds budget account, and one out of the Park and Recreation capital outlet. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, Building and Grounds Department Head, and Richard Rascal.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix, was that a second?
Yeah.
LaFave, any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 17-144, authorizing the submission of an application to apply for the grant.
Whereas the town board, town of Plattsburgh, after due consideration and deliberation, is desirous and in the public interest to submit an application for the Northern Regional Border Commission for funding assistance associated with a water supply project. Whereas the project shall be entailed additional town water supply and include a grant narrative, work plan, and other supporting documents necessary to the submission of the application. Whereas the amount of funding being requested under this program grant shall be a maximum of $500,000. Now therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, that the town shall hereby apply for the NBRC grant funding. And to be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to make and sign the application to the NBRC and to sign any and all NBRC documents and professional service agreement with the Birch Group not to exceed $4,000.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix.
Second.
Lefebvre. And any discussion?
Just for clarification, is this the Maker well, or?
It's trying to capture a couple of different things. So ultimately, we're very hopeful that we can capture the $500,000. You know, it's like saying, asking for the most, hoping for something. So we're pulling this together, and I will remain cautiously optimistic. But we've been in the process of getting the letters of support, et cetera, et cetera. So, and ultimately, what this will do is to help offset some of the costs for the capital plan for our water infrastructure. So we'll move forward. So, anything else? Roll call.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LePage,
Yes.
Barb Peter.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Thank you on that one. Resolution 17-145, temporary seasonal hire for lifeguards in the recreation department.
Whereas the supervisor has received a letter dated June 1st, 2017 from Melody DeFi, Youth Services Recreation Director, requesting to hire summer lifeguards. And whereas the Youth Service and Recreation Director recommends that all guards start on or before June 10th, 2017, and that Lucas Smith be appointed to said position when all employment verification and eligibility provisions have been satisfied. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents to hire seasonal temporary help in the Park and Recreation Department. Excuse me. And that a certified copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager, Youth Director, Cool and Shoring, and Clinton County Civil Service Department of Personnel for final approval and filing, and a copy be placed in his personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix. Is there a second?
Second.
Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LePage,
Yes.
Barb Peter.
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Seeing no further business before us, I would accept a motion to adjourn this evening at 6:53. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Fave, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert. And say you're really enjoying hanging out with me tonight, folks. Any discussion? Any objections? You should ask. Can I get a roll call?
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LePage,
Yes.
Barb Peter,
Yes.
and Mike Cash.
Yes, carries.